Hello and welcome to Bernama Property Hot Seat presented by Sun Surya. I'm Vincent and with me is my co-host Chris Tan. Today, in the episode of 12, we actually have one of the largest and most successful flooring solution company in Malaysia. We have Mr. Tam Pak Cheong, Managing Director of Inovar Group, Malaysia. Welcome, Mr. Tam.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. Mr. Tam, let's begin. Tell us a bit about the background of how you started Inovar Flooring.
Well, back in 1996, I realized that a lot of people like wood flooring. And actually, wood flooring is very expensive.
Okay.
Right.
So I think that with this product, wood flooring can be affordable by many people. And so I start to explore this idea. And after 2 years of study, I managed to get investors, to support me to start this project. And it took us 2 years to build up the factory. So in May 1998, we started our production in Malaysia.
Sure.
So eventually you had the idea in 96 and then you built up factory in 98, you start full operation. That makes Inovar actually the first laminated timber flooring in Asia itself. Very impressive, Mr. Tam. Now, Mr. Tam, Inovar Flooring is all about flooring solutions. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think when consumers buy flooring, they not only buy a product, so they need a total package and also a good experience in using the product as well as from the company that supplies it. So we target and we aspire to supply a total solution to the customer so that they have a peace of mind and enjoy a very good experience. That's why we say we try to meet the needs of the consumer, not just from the product standpoint, but also from the standpoint of service and experience.
Sure. So, Mr. Tam, I think service experience is very important, and this is already more than 20 years that you have been established here. I understand that Inovar is actually flying the flag of Malaysia in the region in Asia Pacific. I mean, we are proud to always showcase our Malaysian brand. So, but my question is that your expansion, are they on a franchise basis, and what's your business model?
Well, we are very proud of what Inovar has achieved over the last, especially the last 10 years.
Sure.
In the first 10 years, we were very much like an OEM manufacturer.
Right.
But after that, we realized how difficult it is, to compete internationally when you are doing OEM.
Sure.
So 10 years ago to 13 years ago, we decided to go into branding.
Right.
And what we did is to set up offices, in various countries. And these offices actually are owned by us majority, and some are 100%.
Right.
And we have been doing very well. Basically, they are not on franchise basis.
So you actually own these outlets.
So actually, we have 9 countries.
Right.
If we go from the south to the north, it's Australia, Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Taiwan, and India.
Wow.
So altogether, in total, we actually employ nearly 400 employees.
400 employees. So moving forward, looking that you're already in Asia Pacific, are you planning to go for listing?
Well, shareholders are always exploring this option.
All right.
A lot will depend on the timing and the valuation. But at the moment, we are very much focused on building our business. We think that there's a lot of opportunities for us to continue to build.
Okay. Now, flooring product related. Our government is focusing a lot on affordable homes, affordable houses. How does it impact your business? What are you doing with it?
We think that if the construction industry as well as the property industry continue to grow, it will be good for companies like Inovar.
Sure.
Because we are actually a player in this demand sector. So we definitely will support the government effort to in building affordable homes, and we want to be a good partner to our customers, especially property developers, in giving a good product to the consumers.
Correct, Mr. Tam. That's why I say I saw it on your showroom. There's this series called the Prima series. So what's the thinking behind that? I mean, does it compromise? Is the quality being compromised just because of low cost or what?
No. Inovar actually is very much branding into branding. So quality we will never compromise.
Right.
Yeah.
So whatever we supply to the customer actually comes with all the warranties, and all the quality assurance. So this Prima series is the idea from our Malaysian officers, Malaysian office, that we want to be a partner as well in the government effort to build affordable homes.
Right.
So we will look for affordable price flooring product, and work together with developers, to meet the requirements as per the housing segment.
So what is your market share now in Malaysia?
Yes.
In Malaysia, actually, we are very strong because in the property, I think we have like 70% share in the property segment. In the developer
property
segment,
meaning among the
developer
developers,
segment,
right from the construction stage itself.
In the retail segment, I think we have like 40%.
Right.
So we are definitely the leader because for many years we have been winning awards for.
So where do you source the timber from mainly?
Well, we use special so-called high-density wood fiber board from Indonesia and East Malaysia, which are highly water resistant because of the tropical fiber that we use, tropical wood fiber. Besides that, we also use materials which are all certified by international standards in terms of environment-friendly basis and so on, from Germany, from Spain, and so on.
And since you mentioned 40% in the retail, that's why I want to take you on a little bit, because I'm just thinking Malaysia love to furnish their housing and whatnot. Do you think there's a big possibility there to have more retail in terms of supplying it rather than focus on developer?
I think for our niche quality product, and of course our prices are always not the cheapest, but we offer good value to our consumers. So I think 40% is a good share. Of course, we want to grow this segment as well. That's why we continue to look at ways how to grow this segment. I mean, I have to say that Malaysia, in terms of market size, not the biggest in this region. So we have reached a point that we are actually quite strong. So we focus more on also other countries.
That's very good, Mr. Tam. Now, Mr. Tam, thank you very much for your sharing. At least we know we are speaking to the largest flooring solution company in Malaysia, and we are very proud that you're a Malaysian company, and most importantly, you're also a partner for this Property Hot Seat show. Now, when we come back from the break, we'll be speaking with your colleague, Mr. Jason Tan, and stay tuned. We will resume our discussion once we come back from the break.
Comel kan? Rasa bahagia. Suka. Seronok. Alhamdulillah lah. Syukur sangat. Berbesar depan mata.
Terima kasih sebab selama ni berjasa dengan Angah. Angah harap dengan masa yang Angah ada, Angah sempat bahagiakan Mama dan Ayah.
Promosi hebat Ramadan dari Jintel untuk dihadiahkan kepada yang tersayang. Beli satu percuma satu. Anda juga berpeluang memenangi kereta mewah.
Jintel.
Welcome back to Bernama Property Hot Seats, presented by Sun Surya. Chris and Vincent in the house. And back on the hot seat, we have two new guests joining us to continue our show. And of course, we have Mr. Jason Tan, representing Inovar Group of Company, the executive directors, as well as the immediate past presidents of Pertubuhan Arkitek Malaysia, PAM, and we have Arkitek Ezumi Harzani.
In 1996, when we first brought this technology into Malaysia, right, from Germany, at that time, our main idea was to give an affordable timber-based flooring, right, to the Malaysian homes, right. At that time, the timber flooring, especially the solid timber, was especially expensive, right. And of course, the other lower end would be the parquet, right? And parquet has its own problem. So when we were introduced this product and we found that this product was growing rapidly in Europe, we thought it is a very good technology that we brought it into Malaysia. And especially the thing that we like most is because we Malaysians are blessed with tropical hardwood. Right, and this is a very important ingredient to form the core products of this laminated flooring.
Okay.
Right.
So Jason, now you mentioned about your key strength, your unique selling point, the reason of bringing this unique product to Malaysia. Now, a lot of businesses in the industry now, in Malaysia in particularly, has been badly affected by China suppliers with very competitively priced products. So how do you react? How do you counter to this kind of threats?
When China started to produce laminate floor in 2004, it does give us some impact. But we found that the products from China basically doesn't last because primarily because they do not have this tropical hardwood fiber. So their core, they continue to use softwood. And the softwood, when it comes to our environment in Malaysia or in ASEAN region, when we household use this product, when we mop regularly, this product doesn't withstand the kind of usage. Right? It begins to swell and begins to expand.
Right. So Ezumi, as a practicing architect, do you agree with the differences in this type of quality product from German and perhaps from China?
Yes, of course. I think what Inovar has brought to the market is a different kind of product. We are too used to parquet, like what Jason mentioned earlier. But it doesn't last, especially in very humid climate locally in Malaysia. So the alternative material to it is the laminated product, which is, for example, like what was mentioned by Jason.
Is there industrial standard as to what do you mean by last? Last for how long?
Oh, there is no specific mention for industrial standard, but in practice, commonly we say that when an architect designs a building, it should last for at least 50 years, and for interior finisher product, at least for 20 years.
So Architect Ezumi, now present government of Malaysia has a target of building 1 million affordable homes, and due to its stipulated guidelines, such as the size and the selling price, hence many developers in Malaysia don't need to engage high-profile, internationally acclaimed architects like yourself, for example. So does this mean that architect services in Malaysia are going to be like lack of creativity? What's your view?
Yeah, I would say that is totally not true. Okay. Especially, recently, I think the government just launched the National Housing Policy. So they are talking about the quality of houses, that we need to provide better quality of houses to the people. But I'm not sure how actually now it concluded to the affordable houses cannot be more than sold more than 300,000. And the size cannot be less than 900 square feet. I think that is totally not correct. If
you don't quite agree with the government's guideline or policy of trying to fix a price and fix a maximum size, right?
Yeah, I
As
think
an
that is
architect,
not
your
the right.
creativity, right?
Yes, that will limit the creativity. Sometimes
right,
the
yeah.
most important thing is that the quality of space.
Okay.
Sometimes it can be smaller, but
Okay.
better quality.
Okay.
Sure. So Jason, I want to take you on this role, because if we are limiting the policy in terms of the sizes
Yeah.
and the pricing
Yeah.
and whatnot,
Yeah.
is Inovar competitive enough to
Yeah.
support these policies implementations in this sense, in terms of your pricing and your selection and material?
Yes, like when I answered the first question just now, it is always a price, is always priced very affordable.
Right.
We say that laminate floor is meant to be affordable, yet it can be very trendy.
Right.
I see.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Architect Ezumi, now PAM's role in influencing government housing policy has been significant.
Yes,
Now, name
yes.
us one significant contribution that you have influenced the Malaysian government or housing ministry itself. From
I think
PAM.
last year, which was very important, last year we did one exhibition, the
Okay.
My House exhibition
All right.
program in August last year. From that program, actually, we exhibited, I think, about 14 to 15 projects
Okay.
or ideas from the practicing architect, which is not the ordinary project for affordable housing. So we try to resolve the issues, how that affordable housing
Right,
can be
right.
constructed above the highway.
Sure.
So that we can save the cost for the land.
Right.
And we can also utilize other material. And I would like to also mention that there's one example that which was highlighted by architect, one of the architect participated
Yes.
in the exhibition,
Right.
where actually he suggested that it's not that every floor we should have the lift to stop, so we do not need to have the lift lobby at every floor.
Right.
So what he suggested that we can have the lift to stop at every third floor,
Yeah.
and that will provide a bigger lift lobby, which can also provide community spaces for the people.
Right. Thank you, gentlemen. Very good input from PAM. I think this very much at the core of innovation in
Yes.
terms of building better living
Correct.
for Malaysia. So special thank to Architect Ezumi representing PAM for us today.
Yes,
And
thank
later when we come back,
Yes.
we should have a new guest joining Jason back on our Bernama Property Hot Seat presented by Sun Surya.
Comel kan? Rasa bahagia. Suka. Seronok. Alhamdulillah, Ana. Syukur sangat. Membesar depan mata.
Terima kasih sebab selama ni berjasa dengan Angah. Angah harap dengan masa yang Angah ada, Angah sempat bahagiakan Mama dan Ayah.
Promosi hebat Ramadan dari Jintel untuk dihadiahkan kepada yang tersayang. Beli satu percuma satu. Anda juga berpeluang memenangi kereta mewah.
Jintel.
Welcome back to Bernama Property Hot Seat, presented by Sun Surya. For those who have just tuned in, Vincent and Chris here, together with Mr. Jason Tan, Executive Director of Inovar Group Malaysia. And in this segment, we have also an important VIP, Arkitek Chris Yap, immediate past president of Malaysian Institute of Interior Designers. Now, gentlemen, let's continue. Now, first question to you, Jason. Jason, for Inovar Group itself, moving forward in terms of your company positioning in the next few years, where do you move on from here?
When we first started, we always believed that with the technology that we have and the resources, right, that we have, we can produce a very good product that we can conquer the world.
Conquer the world, okay.
Yes. So with that, we have moved on to the next step after where we have established ourselves in Malaysia.
Okay.
We have moved on to regional.
Regional, okay.
Right. So now we have regionally quite established, where we have in 8 other countries.
Right. Yes.
Plus in ASEAN and 3 other countries in India, Australia, and Taiwan.
Sure.
Where we have Innova in these offices.
So
in all
you're
these
more than 11 countries.
Yes.
Well
yes,
done.
Yes.
Okay,
now, Chris.
Yes.
Let's come back to you. I mean,
Yeah.
you are the practicing interior designer now,
Yes,
and
that's
you are also the president of Asia Pacific Space Designer Association. So
right.
you must know the real needs and wants of the consumer.
Yeah.
So my question to you is very simple. How important is flooring impacting ID?
Well, Chris, thanks for having me on the show, Chris and Vincent.
Right.
Flooring is very important in the sense that it plays an important part in conveying the ambience of an interior design space.
Sure.
And it is the surface that you step on, so it has to be durable, apart from being beautiful, because it tells you the whole story of not only the space, but also the occupants inside there. Right?
So, Architect Chris Yap, now, do you notice that many times when buyer purchase a fully furnished property, this is a hot topic, the brands and materials of furniture or flooring are not specified in their sales purchase agreement, right, usually. Now, this could create some mismatch of level of expectations between the developer's provision and the buyers itself. As a professional ID expert, what do you think should be done?
There's always the show unit, Vincent.
Okay, show unit.
Yeah, for you to view as a reference.
Okay.
Then there is the artist illustrations.
All right.
But those normally differ in the end with the finished products, mainly because of the availability of the materials and also the complication during the construction period. But the developer normally qualifies himself by saying that the finished product might differ from what you see at the time that you purchase the unit itself.
Okay.
All right, Chris, I'm just wondering, what would be your advice to property investor who buy furnished unit? Because, I mean, I know the qualification part, because being a lawyer, I qualify a lot of things, but what are your advice to people who buy a furnished unit, and what should they do?
My advice to those who buy furnished unit is to know exactly what you're buying and what you're getting yourself into. Do not be shy or hesitant to ask the developer consistently on their finished product and their delivery along the route when they're furnishing it. It's okay.
So I think that's the key thing, is get it in writing. That would be preferably, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So now, Chris, how significant does flooring impact or influence your ID design?
My ID design, I use flooring finishes and colors importantly because when you do an interior design, the concept is very important.
Yes.
Right, and the floors conveys the image that you want to externalize the concept design, for the space. So it is always very important to have that.
So can you share with our investor what is the trend right now for flooring at this moment?
Currently, there is a trend, not only in flooring, but in general for interior design to go back to nature and be green in the theme, right? In addition to being simplistic and minimalist to suit the
raw feeling.
Yes, yes, to suit the current lifestyle.
Right.
But falling back on being organic, then you it's not a literal interpretation, but it's an abstract interpretation, like using timber, look finishes.
Right.
You go back to that trend and style.
Sure. Yeah. So Jason, I'm just thinking, given that that's a response given, are you also observing the same trend? Are you supplying this kind of material?
Yes, of course. Laminate floor is we always say it's a very trendy product,
right?
And you can always produce what you can imagine, right? Because of the way the laminate floor are constructed.
And you have a nano technology.
Yes. We have the innovative products, right? We keep churning out more innovative products like nano. It's antibacterial flooring, right? And that is taking on very well, very well. Right.
Yeah. Sure. Chris, can I just ask you something? I mean, knowing that Malaysians' climates and everything and whatnot, what would be the ideal flooring for Malaysians' properties?
Of course, the quality of the flooring, the more solid and waterproof durability.
So is it stone or wood or whatever? No.
As a designer, I have to be very flexible. I wouldn't just set on stone.
Correct.
It might be wood. It might be
pun intended. Yes.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. It might be very durable wood, or it might be even metal. And, but stone are good choices. And solid finishes.
That's very unique because the flooring itself, it's really kind of a trend, and it's also material depending on whether it's residential, it's office, space itself. Sure. That makes a big difference itself. Yes. So thank you, gentlemen. It has been a great session with both of you today. All right, and we now understand that home starts with the first step. The very first step we take, or when we walk into a house or in an office, it determines and it shows that how important flooring is itself. Now, thank you for watching Bernama Property Hot Seat presented by Sansuria. Next week will be our final episode for Season 1 of Bernama Property Hot Seat presented by Sansuria. Stay tuned. Catch you next week with another VIP taking our hot seat. Vincent and Chris signing out.